There's this idea that a man's good looks just fade over time. But what if that's completely wrong? What if age doesn't take away from your appeal but actually adds whole new layers to it? Okay, let's get right into this because today we're breaking down the signs that prove mature attraction isn't just possible, it's incredibly powerful. So let's just ask the question head on. Is it all downhill after a certain age? Well, the material we're digging into today argues pretty definitively no. In fact, it suggests that for men, a different, and you could say more potent, kind of attractiveness really starts to kick in with age. And right here, this is the core idea. The goal isn't to look 25 again. It's to master the art of being your age. This is all about mindset over what you see in the mirror, about confidence over trying to recapture the past. So the big takeaway is that true appeal, the kind that lasts, comes from a place of real substance. So in this explainer, we're going to cover the whole picture. We'll kick things off with the mindset of attraction. Then we'll get into how to read the subtle cues that people are sending. After that, we'll talk about commanding a room with a quiet presence, mastering the aesthetics of maturity, and we'll wrap up with the big one, how your story is your edge. First up, reading the subtle cues. So much of attraction happens in those unspoken signals people send out, and learning how to decode them, that's not just a skill, it's kind of like a superpower. Okay, here's the first sign, and it's a big one. A woman holds eye contact with you for a second, then looks away. Now, a lot of guys will mistake that for rejection, but the confident approach sees it for what it is. It's a subtle dance. It's a sign of intrigued respect. And by owning that moment of silence that follows, you communicate this immense confidence. And that flows right into our next point. So many men are looking for these huge, obvious signals, but the real info is in the quiet ones. Think about it. When a woman subconsciously touches her hair or her neck as you walk into a room, that's not just some nervous tick. It's an unconscious signal that she's drawing attention to herself because you, my friend, have caught her eye. It's a really powerful, subtle cue of the impact you have.
All right, so we've covered observing other people. Let's flip the script and talk about the energy you're projecting. This section is all about commanding a room, creating this magnetic pull before you even have to say a single word.
It all comes down to this one incredibly powerful word. So what is presence really? It's that aura of calm, grounded self-assurance. It's the feeling people get when you walk into a room, this sense of authority and experience that you just can't fake. It's something that's felt, not just seen. Here is a crystal clear sign of presence. You walk into a room, and for just a beat, it gets quiet. The common mistake is to think that's awkward, but the confident approach, it knows that silence is respect. You haven't tried to be the center of attention, but your grounded energy has naturally drawn it to you. People sense that someone worth paying attention to has just arrived. And that leads to another powerful indicator. People just assume you're successful before you've said a word. A lot of men feel this need to list their achievements to prove themselves, but true confidence doesn't need a resume. Your poise, your style, that calm energy, all of these things broadcast your success way more effectively than any story you could tell. Okay, now let's talk about the visuals. And this isn't about hiding your age, it's about harnessing it through deliberate choices in how you present yourself in your style. A huge sign you're getting this right, people stop calling you cute or handsome, and they start calling you distinguished. Now, some guys might not get the power of this shift, but distinguished isn't just about looks. It's a compliment that recognizes your journey, your poise, your wisdom. It's an elite term that you have to earn over time. This whole mindset applies directly to how you handle the actual signs of aging. Instead of fighting them, you age into your features. Those lines around your eyes, they're not flaws, they're evidence of a life filled with laughter and experience. That gray hair, it's not something to hide, it's a mark of character. Owning these features communicates a deep, unshakable confidence. And this philosophy, it extends right into your style. True elegance is almost always quiet. It's about understatement and quality. So what does that look like in practice? It's about wearing simplicity like it's luxury. We're talking clean lines, clothes that fit you perfectly, and a focus on quality over quantity. A simple, crisp shirt, well-tailored trousers, a classic watch on your wrist. This is the foundation of a timeless style that just screams self-respect and taste. And here's a sign you've absolutely mastered it. Other men respect your style. Well, a lot of guys focus on dressing to impress women, earning that nod of approval from other men. That means you've tapped into an unspoken code of elegance and power. They recognize that you know exactly what you're doing. So, we've covered observation, presence, and aesthetics. But really, all of these signs are pointing to something much deeper, something that is the ultimate source of your appeal.
After everything we've talked about, what's the one thing that truly sets a good-looking older man apart from absolutely everyone else?
It's this, right here. It's the shift from surface to substance. While younger guys might rely mostly on their looks, your greatest asset is something else entirely. It's your story. And this is the final, most important point. All the signs we've talked about, the silent respect, the subtle gestures of attraction, the distinguished compliments, they're all just symptoms of this deeper truth. Your attractiveness comes from the weight of your experiences, the lessons you've learned, and the quiet confidence that comes from having actually navigated life. So, the real takeaway here isn't just a checklist of signs to look for. It's a question you should be asking yourself. Every single day, through your actions, your presence, and your style, you are telling a story. So, what story is that? Because that, more than anything else, is the source of a magnetism that truly never fades.